On the show, all about the high-profile Malabar naval exercises set to begin in Australia. India is sending a power-packed team. Cases pertaining to caste prejudice on the rise in the United States. A law to counter it has been proposed. Jolt to Nitish Kumar's JDU. Ally Upendra Kushwaha quits and launches his own party, the Rashtriya Lok Janata Dal. Is this the beginning of losses for Bihar Chief Minister in the days to come? And ahead of the Char Dham yatra, fresh cracks appear on the Badrinath Highway near Joshimath. With this and more, Top Angle starts right here, right now. But now, for the first time ever, India and Australia will be taking part in the 27th edition of the Malabar Exercises, which will be held in the month of August off the coast of Australia. These high-profile naval exercises are essentially a way for Quad countries to respond to China's aggressive tactics in the region. Now, the Malabar Exercises first began in the 1990s as a bilateral endeavor between India and the United States. It was expanded in the year 2007 with the participation of Japan, Singapore, and Australia. In 2015, Japan became a permanent partner, and since the year 2020, Australia has participated in the exercises regularly. Now, as part of its objective to deter China's muscle flexing in the Indo-Pacific, high-level security dialogues and drills to enhance military cooperation are held each year. For the past 3 years, the Malabar exercises have involved all 4 Quad nations in various locations around the Indo-Pacific. In the upcoming 27th edition of the drills, India will be dispatching frontline warships as well as the P-8I. Now, the P-8I is the 3rd generation equivalent of the Lockheed P-3 Orion, the United States Navy's state-of-the-art anti-submarine warfare and patrol aircraft. Meanwhile, over the weekend, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. The two jointly stressed the need for greater regional security in clean energy supply chains. This meeting marks a significant milestone, with Quad nations resolving to pivot to renewable energy to beat current market leaders China. Moving on. In a historic move, an anti-discrimination law has been proposed in the United States to ban caste-based discriminations. This legislation was introduced by a member of Seattle Council, Shama Sawant, who is also the only Indian-American city councillor. The proposed legislation, if passed, will become the first such law against casteism in the United States. Currently, the anti-discrimination policy includes gender, age, race, and sexual orientation. Of late, United States has witnessed several cases pertaining to caste prejudice, and this is affecting them in the workplace, especially in the technology and the hospitality sector. It must be noted that these two sectors also have the maximum members from the Indian diaspora. Many claim the new issue of caste-based discrimination is peculiar to the South Asian community in general and the Indian community in particular. It must be noted that in a first-ever caste discrimination survey conducted in the year 2016, at least 1/4 of the victims in the United States said they faced verbal or physical assault, and the rest reported being treated unfairly in the workplace. As more and more number of Indian diaspora are taking up jobs in the United States, these Indian-specific issues are on the rise. Remember, United States has witnessed Black Lives Matter movement that has gone down in the history of the United States. It caught the world's attention. And now, with a new and concerning trend raising its head, one would just wish the situation does not go out of hand. Up next, back home, Uddhav Thackeray is fuming as he enters into a legal battle with Eknath Shinde's Sena faction. He is now pitching all hopes on the Supreme Court after the jolt from the Election Commission on poll symbol. The fight is now in the open. On Monday, Uddhav Thackeray was greeted by his supporters at the Shiv Sena Bhavan in Mumbai with full gusto. The supporters also raised slogans against the Election Commission. And when Uddhav Thackeray faced the press, he made a clarion call for Election Commission to be dissolved. Uddhav's outrage comes 2 days after losing the name and symbol of the Shiv Sena, the party founded by his father, Balasaheb Thackeray, to Eknath Shinde. Targeting the Shinde faction, Thackeray claimed thieves barged into the house and stole everything, but took a swipe, saying traitors, quote-unquote, couldn't steal the Thackeray name. And last but not the least, Uddhav also targeted the BJP, accusing the Saffron Party of destroying democracy with the help of government institutions. Moving on. Ahead of the 2024 polls, winds of political change are sweeping across the nation, and the hotbed of Indian politics, Bihar, is no exception. Upendra Kushwaha, the estranged leader of the Janata Dal United and its parliamentary board chairperson, has quit the party and started his own political outfit. Right after the alliance of the RJD with the JDU in the August of 2022, a prominent OBC leader, Upendra Kushwaha, had been struggling to find space and recognition within the JDU. At the convention of his supporters in Patna, former Union Minister Kushwaha is leaving no stone unturned to use it as a show of strength.
राष्ट्रीय लोक जनता दल यही नई पार्टी है। राष्ट्रीय लोक जनता दल यह जनता दल की पूरी विरासत को समेटकर आगे बढ़ने वाली पार्टी होगी। इस दृष्टि से हम सब लोग काम करेंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Well, now, ever since Nitish Kumar declared 2 months ago that Tejashwi Prasad Yadav will be leading their Mahagathbandhan in the 2025 state assembly polls, Upendra Kushwaha has been claiming that he could read the writing on the wall. Now, Kushwaha's bid to move in a different political dimension could be connected to his aim of contesting from the Karakat seat in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. In the year 2014, he won this particular seat when he was part of the NDA, but lost in 2019 due to his RLSP not being part of either the NDA or the Mahagathbandhan. Now, at its recent state executive meeting, the BJP decided not to align with Nitish and instead look to form a new alliance in Bihar. This coalition could include leaders of smaller parties such as Upendra Kushwaha, Chirag Paswan of the LJP and Mukesh Sahani of the Vikassheel Insan party. In January this year, the state of Bihar witnessed quite a furore in the government. Kushwaha had attacked Bihar Education Minister from the RJD, Professor Chandrasekhar, for his remarks against the Ramcharitmanas. Reacting to it, Nitish had asked Kushwaha to quit the JDU if he felt uneasy. Now, it is anticipated that the BJP will return to Kushwaha, as there have been signs that Nitish's core support base is decreasing, which was seen in the result of the recent state bypolls. Remember, the BJP had emerged victorious on those two particular seats. And moving on, ahead of the Char Dham yatra, which is beginning on the 27th of April, around 10 more large cracks have appeared on the Badrinath Highway near Joshimath. The cracks are spread over a 10-kilometer stretch between Joshimath and Marwari. 10 fresh cracks have appeared after the Uttarakhand government announced the Char Dham yatra dates. Joshimath, which is the gateway to Badrinath, is situated about 45 kilometers from the holy site and is one of the most visited pilgrimage spots in the Garhwal Himalayas. The additional worrying factor being the widening of the old cracks. And there seems to be more disaster in the waiting. While the land of the holy shrine is already sinking, what happens when hundreds of thousands of pilgrims come for the Char Dham yatra? A look at the importance of the affected highway paints a clearer picture. It is this Joshimath-Badrinath highway that will be used by the pilgrims, given that the alternative route, the Hilang bypass work, is still in the initial phase. And moreover, this year the footfall is expected to be at an all-time high. Given the 2022 data, of the nearly 41 lakh devotees, the maximum, that is over 15 lakh pilgrims alone, visited the Badrinath temple, followed by Kedarnath, Gangotri and then Yamunotri. Now, a small part of the highway has also subsided near Zero Bend in Ravigram municipal ward of Joshimath. Joshimath, as we all know, of late is facing land subsidence issue. In January this year, over 800 homes have developed cracks, many houses demolished, and people have been forced to shift to relief camps. Well, on that note, it's the end of this edition of Top Angle. Do check out incisive news analysis and cutting-edge documentaries streaming only on News 9+. Thanks for watching.